Welcome back to Church Street Park. We're here for the second match of our doubleheaders in these minor league 2025 Super 8s. It's the Atlanta Fire taking on the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, two stalwarts of the playoffs looking to get back to the final. For the Cavaliers, it will be the first time since 23. For the Fire, the first time since 22. They kick off their journey today. But first, you had to head to the middle with the two captains and a surprise face for the Atlanta Fire. Have a look. Toss time here for game number 2 at Church Street Park. Have the captains alongside me, Najaf Shah of the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers and Sunny Patel of the Atlanta Fire, along with our third umpire for the day. Najaf, you have the coin in hand. Give it a flip when you're ready.
Tails.
The call is a tails.
It is heads.
And it's come down a head. So Najaf, you have won the toss. What have you elected to do and why?
We will bowl first here. I believe this is the fresh pitch, and we saw the first game right. And the second thing, basically, I think later on in the night there must be some dew. So that's the reason we are bowling first and try to put some good total on the board.
Been a while since you guys have been to Church Street Park. What lessons have you taken from those encounters?
Yeah, it's correct. But I mean, we are professionals, right? Ground doesn't matter for us. Although we are familiar with this ground, we love this ground to play over here. So it's good for us.
There you go. Good luck today, Najaf.
Thank you.
Sonny, tough luck with the toss. Didn't win it. If you did win it, what did you want to do and why?
We also bowled first. We have played first leg of other league games over here, so it's a good wicket. And now we are batting first, so we'll try and put on good total and try and defend that.
Yeah, and straight away, I guess we'll see one of the changes. You're here, not Stephen Taylor. What's the update with him?
So, Stephen has some wrist sprain, so he will not be playing today. And we got Jonesy back in our team, so that's the side change in the side.
There you go. Good luck today, Sonny. Well, that is the word from the middle. It is those New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They've come down to Church Street Park. They've won the toss, and they've elected to have a bowl. Confirmation of what happened out there in the middle. I'm Om Patel, joined by Nate Hayes. As always, Nate, game number 2, and where would you rather be? But the big news, it's who's missing for the Atlanta Fire today.
Yeah, crazy to not see Stephen Taylor, who's dominated this tournament. We do have Aaron Jones, but Stephen out with a wrist injury for today, probably day-to-day tomorrow. But we do have Aaron Jones in the team. Shakib Al Hassan joined recently. And this team still looks incredibly strong. Sunny Patel taking over as the captain. Yeah, Rishi Pandey comes in for that change. You look at the Somerset Cavaliers, and you talk about what they do with the bat and up top the order. Konar Lewis, Chanderpal, Hemraj, God Singh, incredible top 3. But with the ball, Najaf Shah is going to be huge for them. Pace up and seam up. They do have a couple of good spinners, but we've already seen so far today the seam is where the bread is buttered. And Nate, speaking of butter, churn that out, get it real thick, and you'll get yourself some ice cream. And I know you might hit that truck in a little bit here.
It's hard for me to stay away from the ice cream, man, that's for sure. And they are here today. Put a smile on my face, that's for sure.
And make sure if you're in the North Carolina area, in the Mooresville area, get yourself down here. It's an absolute festival and brilliant under the lights, and see some of the best players in the entire world. Shakib Al Hassan, one of those names to think about. But this will be a fun little battle now, because talk about experience, Najaf Shah, one of the most experienced campaigners in all of minor league cricket. Talk about highly touted youth, Rishi Pandey, one of the most highly touted of them all. They'll face off. First ball underway. And first runs for Rishi Pandey, and I believe it's a no ball as well. I'll wait official confirmation. And yes, there it is. No ball signaled, and Rishi Pandey's got a free hit.
Well, tough start there from Najaf Shah. As you mentioned, one of the most experienced campaigners in American cricket in general. The ageless Najaf Shah. Boy, did he put together a good Super 8 last season. I think we're in for a treat this season, in spite of the first ball, no ball.
He's better than that. No doubt about it. And I think what Najaf Shah is trying to change the field. He cannot change the field because the batter is the same. So it must be the same fielding set. Good work by our umpiring crew here. Been stellar all season. Well kept. Really well kept. Not a wide, Rishi. It's come back in the line. So he's left the free hit.
One of the strangest deliveries you'll see. Ball looked like it got away from Najaf Shah. It was definitely swinging in the air there, but you don't usually see a fifth stump wide belt high delivery baseball style in cricket.
The only thing I thought that could have been would have been another no ball.
Right.
I didn't think it was clearly inside the line.
Yeah, the question was where it passed the batter, and obviously with Rishi Pandey, that's a risk. He's not very tall.
Excellent. Excellent. This is the Najaf Shah we know.
It took him a couple of deliveries to get there, but that's exactly the Najaf Shah that we know, that the one that appeared last season at the Super 8 and nearly dragged his team over the line into the final, and the season before did make it to the final down there in Dallas. But that is exactly what we expect. Bang on right there from Najaf Shah.
Yeah, when he gets going, he can nail any Yorker, swings it on a length. There's a reason at his age he can still dominate. No space for Pandey to work with, and it's been a season for Pandey that's been start and stop because he's only played the 5 games on the season. Remember that opening weekend, first 2 weekends didn't play, and he's only averaging 18 on the year after such a phenomenal 2022 season.
Yeah, we were asking the question early on in the season, where is Rishi Pandey, and he made his way into the side as he tends to do, very reliable. Had quite a lot of experience with this team.
Down leg for sure. Chance of a run out. I think he could be gone. Says no. All happening. And the Somerset Cavaliers can't quite believe that neither decision was given. I reckon the run out's very close.
I think you're right, and that was incredibly close play. So much happening there. Appeals for everything.
Najaf Shah, just told the umpire, you have a look later, and you're going to give it out. And the umpires, their call is final. They have to deal with what they've seen, and you can't blame them. It happened so quickly. I think the LBW shout for sure is missing leg. The run-out shot was the closest of the two.
So close, that's for sure. Well, after the no ball, Najaf Shah now with 3 dots. Great way to come back. Rishi Pandey still on strike. He's got a career of 323 runs in 27 innings, does Rishi Pandey.
And finally can just ease some of that pressure. Just the 4th run, but it feels like maybe the most important run we've seen for the Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important. Like you said, gets Pandey off into a safe place. And now Sagar Patel takes strike.
Sagar's been brilliant on the year, especially here at Church Street Park. He's had some unbelievable scores.
Just 60 shy for his career of 1,000 runs in 38 innings, 940 runs. Career average of 28.48. 118.54 strike rate. But this season, he's definitely done a great job.
Straight onto the pads. Chance of another run out. All over it, the Somerset Cavaliers. I think it's high again. Najaf probably missing leg, but he's creating so much pressure. 1 over gone, 5 for none. Well, incredible first over that had all everything you need from it. And we'll see what comes about for the Atlanta Fire. Sagar Patel, he'll be on strike here. And again, you talk about the excitement of the last over. Well, it was the run-out chance. Ooh, that looks tight, Nate. What do you reckon?
So close. I think he might have just got in with the bat. Earlier I mentioned he's a bit shy of 1,000. I'm actually incorrect. He's actually got over 1,200 runs in minor league cricket.
Wow. Add that to the list. Elegant low cover drive to open his day. 4 runs.
We can expect this from Sagar Patel just about every innings. Very solid batsman here. It's been in the eye of USA selectors in the past.
Yeah, no question. And for Abdullah Ghazi, again, needs to have a good day with the ball. He's so key in the pace bowling machine that might just be a little bit light.
Yeah, it's tough to say that their pace bowling might be a little bit light. When we just seen Najaf Shah and now we're seeing Ghazi.
This time to the onside. Long chase. And a productive start as Najaf Shah does the work. Not the swiftest of movers, but always committed.
He's getting up there. Definitely struggles with the occasional injury or flare-up in his lower extremities, knee and heel. But his experience is, you just can't replace it, and his quality.
There's an intensity about him as well. You can see when he switched on, there's a different fire under this Cavaliers team, and it really breathes with him.
Very competitive guy, there's no doubt about it.
2 straight. But fielder in place, and a direct hit could have been close. This Cavaliers team, you look at when they get to the Super 8s, they feel different.
Yeah, it's quite impressive how they managed to be right around there, once they make it to the postseason. Well, they've always been a good team. They missed out on the postseason the first couple of seasons. They had a couple of tough years, but you always felt like they were playing below their potential. And now 3 years in a row of making it to the Super 8 phase, you see what this team is really capable of, and it's quite a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. When you look at their team, they're the only team without a major leaguer. Gurjant Singh is the last guy on their roster to have been on a major league franchise. He hasn't been on a major league franchise since year 1. But yet somehow they get to this point and they're competing with these teams with 3, 4, 5, maybe 8 major leaguers at some point.
True, and I think it's not that they don't have.
Dropped. Should have been taken at first slip. That's Gurjant Singh. He's so good. He'll hold himself to a high standard that he should have taken that one.
Oh gosh, I'll be annoyed. We've seen him make some stellar catches inside the circle over the years. This season, a couple of good grabs. He'll be annoyed that he didn't hold on to that one. And let's take another look at it. And you see the ball moves away just as it pitches. And gosh, can't quite corral it.
To his credit, I don't know if there's many other people that would have gotten to that one. High to his right, which is his opposite side.
Would have been very tough.
Beautiful from Rishi Pandey. Agonizingly long chase and pick up a couple of runs to close over 2, 16 for none. we were talking about the Cavaliers and how they don't have major leaguers, but it's not to say that their roster isn't filled with stars, Nate.
No, you're right. It's just that the Stars are at a different phase in their careers for the most part. If Major League Cricket comes around three seasons earlier, they're a team that's loaded with Major League Cricket stars. Obviously, Gachanand Singh, one of the USA all-time greats. Syed Abdullah, a former USA opener, is on this team. He's not in the 11 today, but you have to imagine that 3 years prior to Major League Cricket, he'd be on a Major League Cricket team. Then you have Kenara Lewis, who has played in the CPL, and this is actually Kenara's first game at Church Street Park. And we were talking to him yesterday. He mentioned how great of a ground it was and how he couldn't wait to play here.
Yeah, another name, Chandrapal Hemraj, is playing the CPL as well. So plenty of talent as the Atlanta Fire are trying to establish their innings. Wow. Najaf Shah just creates so many problems. And again, for someone like Sagar Patel, who's so fluent and very few bowlers keep him down, this guy, number 12 on your screen, is just another animal.
Yeah, no question. He is just, you know what you're getting with Najaf Shah. You're getting quality. You're getting the threat of a wicket. And it is very difficult to score on him. It's very difficult to stay alive against Najaf Shah. He just has so much experience and skill. And that left arm angle really gives a lot of righties a fit.
And he utilized that angle with his line and length so beautifully. I think oftentimes you see guys get too aggressive too early, try to be full and try to swing it huge. Yes, he'll get big swing, but he dominates the length. And from there, then he'll slip one in that's full and on your toes, and that's where he becomes such a problem.
Yeah, we really do have quite a few good seamers in minor league cricket.
Away, up and over. Just plugs in the outfield, but runs.
You talk about bowlers that use their line and length very, very well. Obviously, Najaf Shah, when you're the height that he is, he's a tall guy. When you're that height and you bowl like a very troublesome length and line, you know, you're very dangerous. We've got other guys, Aisha Nadil, similar, very good at line and length.
Kamar Larousse, another great example from the left.
Exactly.
Of a similar height as well. It is, when you stand next to Najaf, there's not too many guys that will tower over the pair of us. But he is towering, isn't he?
He's very tall, yes. He's a very tall, fast bowler.
No slip, but has a short third for Sagar Patel. And you saw right there, Sagar Patel did a little bit of a move outside of leg stump, trying to create room, and Najaf Shah was having none of it.
No, he just followed him right there. You know, it's very common to see this kind of a matchup, the left arm bowling over the stumps to a right-handed batter. And it's very common to see wides behind the right-handed batter. You don't see that too much with Najaf Shah. He's just got such good control, and he's so good at finding that really uncomfortable spot that crams the righties without missing.
Just misses off stump. Just evades it.
What a ball, that one. Just a classy ball. That's a great example of what you're talking about, Aman.
It dominates that length, and you can now see a shift in the field as well as that fine leg fielders come in for a deep backward square. And you're testing the patience of Sagar Patel, who doesn't like to be bogged down, very flowing, loves to play through the offside, and then has that slog sweep tendency. And this is not the start the Atlanta Fire are accustomed to at Church Street Park.
No, they've had great power plays here.
And just a single. Sagar Patel retained strike, but Najaf Shah, through 2 overs, only giving up 7 runs. It's 19 for none. So an update down from Grand Prairie in the Pacific Conference. We don't know who's going to be here in the final on Sunday, but we know two of the teams that are in contention, and it's the game tonight on MLC Network as Abdullah Ghazi comes back with the ball. The Chicago Kingsmen and the Kings 11 Dallas are now in a one-game playoff. Win and you're in. It's very simple, Nate, and it's a mouth-watering affair.
Yeah, effectively, it's a semifinal for the entire league tonight on Major League Cricket Network in the Pacific down there in Grand Prairie, and my goodness, I am excited about this one.
Chopped him on! Abdullah Ghazi utilizes the pressure that was applied on Saga Patel, and the Cavaliers have their first.
Terrific start here. Terrific start. Even when you don't consider the wicket, but the wicket makes it terrific. The fact that Atlanta's been just not motoring along like they typically do in the power play, and now you've got your experienced bat plucked out of the middle in Sagar Patel. What a great ball.
Goes for just 11. It's 19 for 1. New man, Paul Palmer. And we would have predicted that it would have been Aaron Jones to come in this situation. But I reckon it's a matchup call. They've seen the swing trouble two right-handers. So the Fire have elected to go with their lone lefty, or two of their lefties, and Paul Palmer. Do you like the move to bring him in at number 3?
Yeah, actually I do. I think that they realize they really do miss Stephen Taylor at the top of the order, not just because he's Stephen Taylor, but because he brings that lefty-righty dynamic. Palmer brings that as well. He's had a great season. He's had a great minor league career. I think he's a quality player, and I think he's the right man for the job right now for the Atlanta Fire.
He's had a tame minor league season this year. I wouldn't say it's entirely his fault. He's been at a short of chances, just given the success at the top of the order. He had the one big innings down here, Paul Palmer, but apart from that, hasn't really poured on the runs.
Well, 2 not out in just 6 innings, 155.
What a first little touch of the ball, wasn't it? There was a late leave that wasn't early enough.
Yeah, that was interesting. You see a smile on his face right there. But yeah, Palmer averaging 38.75 in his few opportunities, 122 strike rate. So yeah, this is an issue with the entire team not getting a ton of opportunities because of how well the top order is done.
Chance of a run out. Oh, direct hit. Wouldn't have been that close, but you're right. The Atlanta Fire have really been Stephen Taylor led with the bat. He's scoring 50s and high totals in the power play.
Yeah, the story is definitely the top of the order. I mean, you have other guys. You have Jamar Hamilton, who's batted in 7 times out of 10 games. You know, that tells you how well they're doing. Sonny Patel's batted 6 times in 10 games. Yeah. They haven't had a lot of runs to get also.
Well played. Extremely well played and well timed from Rishi Pandey. 4 runs.
Yeah, the games where they've batted second, they've had small totals to chase down. Rishi Pandey here wants to set a big total. And this is a good way to do it. Excellent shot there by Rishi Pandey.
Yeah, what we've noticed about Rishi throughout his minor league career is he might not be the fastest starter, but he's an accumulator. Even whilst he's struggling, he seemingly is going at a run a ball. No slip. And beats the third man. Gets all the way down the hill for 4.
Nice late decision there.
But Pandey really showing us that this outfield is dried up quite a bit. It's going pretty well off the grass right now.
It's baking in that sun. And again, there's reward for your runs here at Church Street. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of cricketers, a lot of batters in particular, really love about coming to Church Street Park. Yes, there's big boundaries, but there's rewards for going along the carpet. We've seen back-to-back times Pandey do just that. Make it 3 in a row. He clears the infield this time. Third gets there, and the slip won't cost a run out either. Pandey was on the ground turning for 2 as we close over 4, 30 for 1. Three up front for Najaf Shah. Nate, what do you reckon of that move?
Well, this tells you how much they value the power play, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, and this is in line with, having talked to them, this is kind of in line with the way that they think about approaching this innings, which is you want to get runs in the power play so that you can kind of cruise through the middle overs and then compile them, pile up a bunch at the end when you save up your wickets. And I think Najaf Shah knows that that's the plan. He knows that that's going to make it easier for the batting side, so I think he wants to strike early, or at least limit the runs early, which is, I think, a very good way to start.
Then we heard Najaf Shah also talk about at the toss how the dew was such a factor, right? It's the reason that they're going to be bowling first. So he's sitting there thinking, it's a deep batting lineup. We take a wicket here, bring out Aaron Jones, bring in Jamar Hamilton, Shakib Al Hassan, Sunny Patel. Okay, we're in business, and we can think about restricting this to a 160. What a delivery that is. Frame that, Nate Hayes.
Ooh, that is a good one right there. I see Paul Palmer in so early here. He's going to have to deal with some movement, some swing, and what a delivery that is. I think those are the toughest ones, the ones that don't swing a ton, but they swing late, they move late. Those are the hardest ones to deal with, I think, because it's so easy for them to catch the edge.
An absolute seed. That's why slip is still in place for Najaf. Chasing is Paul Palmer. This is his third over, Najaf Shah, and he's yet to concede a boundary.
Just incredible stuff from Najaf Shah, and you'll see there, no wickets yet, but only 7 runs conceded. 3 balls left in his third over. He's done such a good job of limiting this start for the Atlanta Fire. He's going to want to take a wicket, though, on these next 3 balls. You have to think. The Atlanta Fire has just barely survived here.
3 in a row from Najaf Shah, and he's looking with a bit of disgust. He's dialed in, and he feels like he deserves this wicket.
4 dots to start the over. What a ball. Another good ball. Palmer has to play at that. He has to try and defend it at the very least, because it is tempting that off stump. He is attacking and threatening that off stump.
Just short. Excruciatingly painful for Najaf Shah that one's been just short of first slip.
Just short, but gosh, smiling there. Slip fielder. We've seen some Gosh make some great catches over the years in the inner circle for this team. How good of a cricketer has Gajanan Singh been for American cricket, for the USA, for Team USA? Huge
the architect of some huge victories.
Chance of a run out. Real chance. Needed to be a direct hit, but even without it, it's still a maiden in over 5. Unheard of. Remains 30 for 1.
Come on. Not only do we have Gosh Singh with the ball for the final over of the power play, but he doesn't have a hat on. And sometimes we like to see him bowl with a hat. I'll just say I like to see him bowl with a hat on.
Well,
a jet soaring overhead.
He's trying to keep the Fire from taking off in the rest of this innings and getting those runs to just accumulate and get that run rate to boost. And I like the carrot here that's being tossed because Gudge is going to offer some flight. He's going to dare Rishi and Palmer to go after him, and I think this is a wicket-taking maneuver set in by the experience of Gudge Singh and Najaf Shah.
What a well-stopped ball that one was by Ghazi. Terrific stop.
They're tremendous in the field, these Somerset Cavaliers. They don't give up an inch.
And you can see Pandey going with the ball, trying to hit it through the offside. This one he gets underneath a little bit and chips it up, but it stopped at mid-off. And he's off strike.
Here's where your question is. Paul Palmer would have just played out a maiden. He would understand that. He's someone who knows that you can't be playing maidens in T20 cricket. There's 6 lost balls. What you're looking for here from Paul Palmer is how does he adapt to that pressure that is now applied upon him. There's a reason mid-wicket is out right now. They're anticipating a slog into the onside.
Mid-wicket and long off are your deep fielders here. There is no slip. Rishi Pandey did not want that run at all. Didn't even move. We've had a little bit of miscommunication between these two in the middle. We saw nearly a run-out opportunity in the prior over as Palmer took off and Pandey didn't, or maybe it was the other way around, I think. And now they're going to talk it out. There you go, back to being friends.
What's remarkable to me, Nate, is the Atlanta Fire have only lost 1 wicket in the power play. They're in a decent spot here with the runs, but yet somehow it feels like all the pressure is on the Atlanta Fire and that the Cavaliers are so far ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's because those middle overs are looming where the run rate tends to slow down here. Rishi's going to skip down and play this to where the deep fielders are set. He'll come back for 2.
And those are the big keys here now. This is where Rishi Pandey can control the game. His batting style suits this situation where you don't need the boundaries to claw back. You just need a steady flow of runs. And one thing we know about Rishi Pandey is he can move at 100 strike rate and above. His best season, played a lot here in 2022.
And this one's a good one. Right up the middle for 4. Great shot from Rishi Pandey.
Yeah, brilliant from Rishi Pandey. Just maneuvers onto that back foot very quickly. Gets in great position and knew that mid-off fielder was particularly wide. So just had to get it straight of him, and once it did, we've already seen the pace of this outfield. Guys it majestically away for 4 runs. Closes the power play 38 for 1.
You can see the beautiful moon here. Well, the moon's everywhere, really, but you can see it well here.
That's what Church Street Park's all about. You got a little bit of sunset, the moon comes out, the lights are out, shade, striping across this beautiful ground. People starting to come out, ice cream truck around. Nate Hayes just wishing to get to the interval, to get over there.
Yeah, probably ought not to, but Palmer once again prodding. Just not able to play this ball too well.
Yeah, and we talked about pace bowling and how there's a little bit of a lack of pace bowling right now for the Cavaliers. Rishi Shimpi would typically be in this situation, but he had an injury during warm-ups. So now they've moved to Apurunjay Yadav. Again, one left-arm seamer for another, but you talk about Rishi Shimpi and how effective he was. 5 innings, 7 wickets, economy under 6, an average of 10, and a strike rate of 11. That's a big loss, and he was in their plans. He was going to be a part of that playing 11. He's an all-rounder for them as well, but then just suffered a little bit of a side strain during warm-ups and was ruled out right then and there. Talked to Najeeb Shah about it at the toss, and he was madly disappointed. And so it puts a lot of pressure on the rest of this team now, especially Purunjay Yadav, to step up.
And Yadav, 2 wickets on the season in 4 innings in 11 overs. 8.82 economy. Pandey offers it this. It's not wide. It's a great delivery there.
Yeah, there's some movement on offer still, and I think if you're Yadav, that's what you're trying to extract. You're not looking to bowl a maiden over, right? You have to just bowl in the right areas, and if you give one up to where your fielders are, to third, to cover, you're in a good spot. But the moment you start leaking runs where your fielders aren't, that's when you've now started to create a problem.
Flicked there. Into space. There's going to be a race for it. Pandey will come back for 2.
Again, Pandey's got such quick hands, gets into great positions early, and then can just commit so fast. And so that's where Purunjay Yadav's got to be careful, because I think he's lucked out a bit on that delivery with the fact that square leg is behind square. First, he just gets a little bit of a connection on that. That's gone for 4.
This one's poked. But yeah, even though they're short Rishi Shimpi, this New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers team has their top 3 wicket takers in the game today. Actually, their top 4. 3 of them with 10 or more wickets. Salman Nazar, 18 wickets in 33 overs. Phenomenal stuff. Viraj Desai, 13 wickets in 33 overs. And Najeeb Shah, 10 in 27. So he's still got a lot of great bowling throughout this team. Yadav going along pretty well right now. Only 4 runs conceded on the final ball of his first over. And that one's flicked. Palmer likes it on the legs. It's running away for 4.
And this is what we're talking about. Again, you give up runs to where your fielders are, you're fine. That time, just 2 straight. Fine leg inside the ring, and Paul Palmer's too class to miss out. Always going to find the rope. And what ruins what was building up to be a really fine over for the young man. Instead, it goes for 8, 46 for 1 after 7.
Salman Nazar, left arm spin here.
They've been very productive this season. They're, like you mentioned, they're leading wicket taker. You've already run through the stats. They're the 18 wickets through the 9 innings. Again, the trick is you're coming from the east, where the pitches tend to be very much in favor of the spin bowlers. Church Street Park does help the spinners, as Sarbjeet Ladda. But how can you utilize this wicket?
And this is the phase of the innings where I think Rishi Pandey's value is really going to show. With the field spread out, he's quite good at finding those little gaps just to get off strike.
Yep.
Get his partner on strike.
And this is where the phase of the game where left-hand, right-hand partnership becomes so fruitful, because you're going to have so many left-arm spinners operating in the Somerset Cavaliers. Still Viraj decide to come with the ball in hand. Paul Palmer is going to have the ball coming back into him as long as Pandey can get off strike. So now it's on to Palmer to take advantage.
He chops this and gets lucky that it misses the stumps. It's just going to be the one. As looks like we had some slippage out there and a divot.
Yeah, it looked like his knee might have just got caught in the ground. I thought Palmer thought it was going to be wide and was ready to leave it. And then at the end saw it turn back and said, I got to just throw my hands. But again, 2 singles to start the over.
Has played onto his own pads there, Pandey. You can see the ball drifting quite well from Nazar.
And that's where Nazar isn't just a product of the system and the place that he's playing. He's someone who has a lot of skills up his sleeve.
That one just a hair short, just past the diving fielder.
But you see what he did there. He took the pace off the ball, got Rishi Pandey through the shot a bit quickly, and created half a chance. And again, this is why he's so fruitful. Yes, he's played on surfaces that help out the spinners, but he does have a skill set, and he has a mastery of those skills.
This one looked like it turned in a little bit. Just one run again. That time, Nazar coming straight over the top, a little bit quicker it looked like. And he'll go back to around the stumps to the righty, Rishi Pandey. 18 wickets this season for Nazar. That is no small task.
Yeah, 50 on the board for the Atlanta Fire as well here in the 8th.
You see that angle that he takes to the righty. And that'll just hit Paul Palmer, and there's no chance of that being a run out. And that's the end of 8 overs. Atlanta Fire 52, loss of 1. This phase of the innings, very important for Atlanta Fire. Yes, they didn't score big in the power play. They didn't even get to 40 runs. But they only lost the 1 wicket. Najaf Shah has 3 of his overs bowled already. So these next few overs are going to be huge for Atlanta. If they can take it to about the 14th or 15th over without much more damage, they can really come on big at the end.
And it's why so many people, when they look at the Atlantic Division this year, they feel as if your final is going to come out of the South because of the depth the Southern batting lineups possess. You've talked about it here with the Atlanta Fire, Jamar Hamilton, Aaron Jones, Shakib Al Hassan, still all to come, and then Sunny Patel and Parth Patel fire on the back of that. For the Baltimore Royals, it's Mukhtar Ahmed, Agni Chopra, Kunrajit Singh, Sharad Lumba, Jaskar Malhotra, Rishi Dhawan, Adil Bhatti, Mohammad Mohsin. Those are just luxuries that some of these Eastern teams don't have.
He offers it that one. Well bowled by Yadav. Staying wide but not too wide. That fuller length of that one helps the umpire make the accurate call, as it was inside the wide line.
Yeah, I think the big question for the Atlanta Fire is just what can they get to in those next 6 overs? By over 15, where are you? Because the bowling for the Cavaliers is there. It's not like they cannot bowl. They have tremendous bowlers, and the Cavaliers are one of these Eastern teams with a deepish batting lineup. If you do say, right, we've talked about that top order and how good that top order is. Look at Kanar Lewis and Chandrapal Hemraj. You talk about Gajanan Singh, Ali Imran. Those are real bats that give you tremendous depth.
And they've been quite good since their early season losses to New Jersey Stallions.
And their only losses to the only perfect team, or formerly perfect team, in the entire league.
That's right. And they've been very strong ever since then. Kanar Lewis has just been blasting the ball. Look at his lips at this beautiful venue. He wants to take a big whack at it. Pandey active with his feet, as he tends to be.
Yada's been really impressive. Again, would have come in to the ground not knowing he wasn't going to play. Would have been warming up knowing he wasn't going to play, and all of a sudden he's been thrust into the position of, hey, you're going to play and you're our third seamer, so buckle up, kid. You got to get ready to go. And he's looked calm, he's looked comfortable, composed. He's had maybe the one loose delivery.
And this in a phase of the game where, in a phase of the innings where the batters are going to take you on, where they've got you circled. They know that you're the one that they're going to go after.
I remember Sonny Patel would know the Cavaliers very well, was a part of that team in his first ever minor league year in 2023. Why do we bring that up? Well, he would have said to everybody, hey, these are the individuals you cannot take on, and here are the guys we should.
This one's a wide. Down the leg side there, Yadav misses. It's only pretty much his second bad delivery so far. The first one cost them 4. I think they'll take one that only costs them 1 plus a redo.
And some good history between these two teams in terms of players exchange. Kanar Lewis spent half a season with the Atlanta Fire and then went back to the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers in the same season.
Pandey almost got stuck in the middle there, as we once again had some miscommunication between these two in the running department. 1 ball to go on the over, and let's take a look here.
And he's been caught like this a couple of times. Rishi Pandey would have been well home, but it's not the first time we've seen him halfway down and having to turn back around. So this is going to be something as we move into and past the 10th over that needs to be sorted out here for the Atlanta Fire.
Walloped. That's 4. It actually went all the way. They're saying it's 6 runs. What a shot there by Paul Palmer.
Just slightly short.
Once again, the youngster ends on a bad note after delivering 5 really good deliveries. What a shot there from Palmer. Atlanta Fire, 61 with a loss of 1 after 9. Well, it's a family event here. Every time there's cricket in Morrisville, bring the kids. It's a beautiful night. Watch some wonderful cricket. Rishi Pandey is going to hoist this just over the 30-yard circle. You're just going to get 1 out of it.
And this is where the test is, right, for Palmer and Pandey. We saw Palmer hit the boundary. How many more thereafter? Is it now from the dugout, look, the goal was to get to 10 overs with 1 wicket, and we'll go through the last 10 with 9 wickets in hand. That's fine. But now we've got to go score? Is that what the message is? Or is it, hey, you two got to keep batting, and let's just keep ticking it away.
If you're New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, you know that this phase of the game is usually slower. That's why those 2 boundaries from the against the youngster after 5 decent deliveries, that's That's why that hurts so much right now. It takes the pressure off Atlanta Fire, who are in a good position, I think. Certainly have the firepower to pile on the runs at any point here. This is wider, but it's sailing over the boundary for 6 runs. What a shot by Palmer.
Lining up Church Street Park is Paul Palmer. That is brilliant. Just too wide, too full, and too easy. Again, didn't really have to throw in much power. Just opening the hands and just using all of the timing in the world.
Yeah, not a great delivery by Nazar, allowing Palmer to just go after it. And this time Palmer slog sweeps directly to the fielder, and he's caught.
Well, that was the question. How many were they after? And it looked like Paul Palmer had been told it's time to go. 3 consecutive deliveries. He was looking to clear the fences. Got 2 away, but the third one proved to be 1 too many. Nothing really wrong there, just slightly sliced it, slightly to the bigger side of the ground, and gleefully accepted by Abdullah Ghazi. 68 for 2 in the 10th.
And here comes Aaron Jones. Boy, does he like batting here.
And when you think about Aaron Jones and Church Street Park, I think back to 2022 with him fist in the air in that semifinal against the New Jersey Stallions.
Absolute scenes. He's created some great memories here. I first met Aaron Jones here in Morrisville when he had just gotten off the plane to join the USA squad just after the 2018 ICC Americas qualifiers. He joined the team. Pubudu recruiting him, scouting him, hunting down talent as he does so well, and Aaron Jones has been a staple of that USA squad ever since.
Yeah, World Cup hero as well, and again was phenomenal. Now in Dallas, carries some of that 2022 form over, and looking to do it in 2025.
Absolutely love Aaron Jones at Church Street Park. When you look at this Atlanta Fire team, you look at these colors, there's a few players that come to your mind, and Aaron Jones is definitely one of them. Stephen Taylor, obviously. Jamar Hamilton. These guys have really created a lot of great memories on this Atlanta Fire squad.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones didn't play a lot of minor league this season, but he's coming from the CPL with the St. Lucia Kings after a historic performance in the final out in 2024. He made his way back this past year. Didn't have as productive of a year, but again, he was a joy for the CPL and their social media crew as well. Close at 10, 69 for 2. Well, we talked about the plethora of spin options and the left arm spin options for the Somerset Cavaliers. And Viraj Desai, he's at the top of the list of options that they will utilize. There's no question as to why. 9 innings, 13 wickets, an economy under 6. And again, he's got maybe the most interesting landing in the entire league, but he's very, very productive.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this here. I love his action.
Just flirting with that wide line. Slip in place for the Sai early. So anticipating that there's going to be some turn on offer.
Wow, what a delivery there. You see the way that he lands, as you said, and he brings that left foot around like he's trying to whip it up over a horse.
Nicely worked from Aaron Jones. Yeah, it's unique for sure. I've always thought of it more Frog-esque, if you will. Frog is sitting down, gets that big angle wide, and that right knee also does collapse quite a bit.
It's kind of cartoonish in a way.
Yes, but it's again very effective.
Very effective. He is a very effective bowler. He has been a very effective bowler.
But it shows you there's no one way to do it. Some people will say brace it. Some people say bend it. But as long as you can get the ball out where you want it. Rishi Pandey just moving it above a run of ball. And I think him and Aaron Jones are going to have some fun out here in the middle. Both very quick between the wickets, but Nate, Aaron Jones, and running partners tend to have some trouble history.
Well, we do know, speaking of Gajjanand Singh, we've seen a couple of adventures out there with the two of them in the middle for USA Cricket. I think Rishi Pandey and Aaron Jones are going to be closer on the same wavelength, though.
You can see a very cautious approach from the Atlanta Fire as the Sai is starting his day. I'm curious to see how long that approach remains. Is it because Aaron Jones is in his first 10? We know he likes to take his first 10.
Yeah, we'll see. As you said, Aaron Jones not known for being a speedy starter, but he's also known for being a big game player.
Once he gets in, it's hard to get him out, and he tends to pile on the runs later in his innings. You know, the simple comparison would be your MS Dhoni comparison. It's going to take some time, but if he sticks in and stays, big runs are going to come in a hurry. Close of 11, 73 for 2. Get yourself down to Church Street Park. Get yourself an ice cream. Get yourself onto the bleachers. Get yourself on the playgrounds. And enjoy a great family day. There's plenty more folks around who are just enjoying cricket. I thought that was Aryan Batra that I saw that threw the ball back initially. Members of right there on your screen for a moment. Chance. Rishi Pandey has been on the ground more times than not, it seems, this innings.
Well, he made his ground there, and Rishi Pandey flirting with disaster a few times, not always his own fault. My boy, has his innings been very important to this team right now.
Like we said, these two are going to have some fun running in the middle. Yeah, the left arm spin is so effective for the Somerset Cavaliers. We talk about the leg spinning duo of the Royals. This is, in effect, a similar type of vibe.
Yeah, because it is breaking away from the right-handed batter, the stock ball anyways.
And you just talk about the quality of both of them. Again, while neither might be in Major League Cricket, it's two very, very controlled, effective, masterfully skilled bowlers that just wheel away. I don't think that was a catching chance, but would have saved a run. And they'll come back for 2. Tremendous. Maybe a touch slow out on the boundary. That's the feeling from the Cavaliers, but the Fire made that happen.
Yeah, great stuff there from the Fire. You see the delivery from Nazar. And he bowls this angle, kind of a three-quarter angle almost into the righty. The ball moves through the air quite well. Well played by Pandey.
Lifted. And in the gap. Picks up 4 runs, Rishi Pandey, his first boundary.
Terrific stuff from Rishi Pandey. He has just been so excellent for this squad today.
And again, it's so important to be able to throw some counter punches to these two spinners who are going to just continue to wheel away. Well, that was his 4th boundary correction, and nearly had his 5th, but it will bring up a couple of runs and move past the 80s now. The Fire, 82 for 2.
Whoever you are, on the field, the dream is what drives us. Gear up for your dreams. Shop now at dreamcricketstore.com.
Nate, what do you reckon? Plane taking off or landing?
I think it's taken off right now for the Atlanta Fire. This is a very good job in these middle overs from Pandey. Aaron Jones obviously getting his eye in here. We will see how the back stretch goes. But 82 for 2 after 12 is a very good place to be, I think, when you're batting first here at Church Street Park. And you have the bowling depth that this Atlanta Fire team has for the second innings.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that if you're the Cavaliers, you need a wicket in a hurry. Otherwise, you could be on the receiving end of something absolutely brutal. Aaron Jones, he's starting to feel it. You just saw him start to move out. This is where you sense that Jonesy is not looking to hang around.
And he'll get off strike here, though, and let Pandey have another go.
Rishi Pandey just surveying the field. You got fine leg and third inside the ring. Prodigious movement off the surface.
Lots of turn there. That was some Lotta-esque turn for the left arm orthodox Desai.
That one stayed straight on, so this could prompt the Fire in the second inning to sit there and say, maybe Shakib in the power play, maybe Sunny Patel in the power play.
We will see if or how much.
Excellent commitment. Direct hit, but to the wrong end.
And we will see if and how much the dew plays a factor here at Church Street Park. It almost always does.
And it feels like today is the day it would play a tremendous factor. It's been significantly cooler since the sun has began to set. Everyone sitting under our comm box has got a jacket on. Typically it's just me. I'm the one who runs a little cold, but if Nate Hayes, the northerner, who loves it above freezing, has a jacket on, then I think it's safe to say things have started to cool down. Wow, just 3 runs from over 13, not where the Fire needed to be. 85 for 2.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
Well, Nate, it does feel like it's now or never time for the Fire. They have to ignite. Could be out. Could be out. Given. Aaron Jones has just seen it. tried the reverse sweep and it's gone awry. And Nazar has a point to the heavens because he's gotten rid of the dangerous Aaron Jones.
Well, Jones tries the reverse sweep here and looked like it was in line with the leg stump when it hit.
Jones goes for just 5. It's 85 for 3. Well, you talk about St. Lucia Kings. One goes for the other. Aaron Jones out. Shakib Al Hassan comes in. The former Bangladeshi international. The former captain as well. Well, it's his first year in minor league cricket, and he's donning the red and black.
Yeah, hard luck there for Aaron Jones. You got to think if he had went with the traditional sweep shot, that thing would have ended up over the ropes.
That could be out. Oh. You can see there was a stifled appeal. I was wondering if we get a replay of that at some point. Here we go.
That ball is drifting well.
Tremendous bat involved. Great decisions. That could be good. It could be very good. But I think it's missed off stump. I think its impact was outside.
Yeah, I think it hit him in the pads outside the off stump, but it's given Hassan fits right now. Ball is doing something off this surface.
Clearly missing. Clearly impact outside. Bat on it this time.
It's okay, go.
Interesting thing here with Nazar is typically when you get that much turn, you're going to see some drift ahead of it. You're going to see it drift the other direction and turn the other way back. When you watch Nazar bowl, his ball kind of doesn't drift the opposite way it turns. It kind of goes straight down. It's got to be hard to pick, to determine how that's going to turn.
Be positive signs for Shakib Al Hassan when he comes in. But right now, it's how the Atlanta Fire can get out of the rut they're in with the bat. They've only gotten 1 run from over 14. Remember, they only got 3 from over 13. That's not a winning formula.
This is where the timeliness of wickets matter.
Somehow has gotten that off stump, and I think it will carry all the way to the boundary rope for 4 runs as well. Just some relief from the pressure from Rishi Pandey.
Well played shot. How important has Rishi Pandey been in this innings?
Close of over 14, 90 for 3. Rishi Pandey has already crossed his high score, previously 42, and he's eyeing a bit of history. But Shakib Al Hassan now needs to take advantage of one of the two left-arm spinners. Ball coming back in, it's prime time for him to hit, and that's why he stood on middle and off stump. I'm going to be curious to see if it is the 15th, the close of the 15th over that really marks the change of approach, because it doesn't seem as if the approach has changed, even with Aaron Jones playing that reverse sweep.
Yeah, I don't think it has, but I think it's also timeliness of the wickets. You know, they want to start accelerating here, but you got Shakib brand new to the middle. And so you want to give him a chance to get his eye in as well. And that slows things down right when they should be speeding things up.
Yeah, no question about it. It's an interesting test, and that's why it's hard to bat in these situations and why there's not many that can do it. And when you have batters that can come in at 5 and 6 and get going straight away, you value them almost like you value an opener. What do we think about in the USA? You think about an Obis Pinar. That's someone that's so rare. That can come in Mukhtar Ahmed.
Sure.
You don't have too many. Calvin Savage is a guy like that, you'd reckon?
Well, another guy that's like that is Jamar Hamilton here.
Absolutely.
Atlanta Fire. So we still have him yet to join the party. When he does, you got to think he's gonna squash the bug. He's gonna go big.
Just single for Rishi Pandey, and he'll know he's on a cusp of a milestone. The 100 yet to come on the board, and I don't think the wicket's necessarily tricky. It might be a touch slower, but it doesn't feel as if 130 is going to win you a game here.
No, it doesn't, and that's his bowling attack. It's just so deep and so good, and we're seeing it on full display right now. Rishi Pandey is brought on strike on 49.
Viraj Desai has one delivery left in over 15. And I wonder if Nate Hayes and Joe Hickey are similar. They aren't. It'll be a first ever minor league 50 for Rishi Pandey. Return to the 11. Return to the opening spots, and he'll hold his bat up for the very first time, that young man. Close of 15, 97 for 3.
And there's the guy right there, Rishi Pandey. After I said he was on 49, I don't think I breathed until he knocked those 2 more runs.
I think every Rishi Pandey fan in the world didn't breathe until he got those 2 runs.
Gosh, Singh here, back in the attack. And it's just going to be the one. Keeper hustling all the way out there to collect that. And Rishi Pandey, what a job he's done for this team right now. And you look at this, you look at the action, and you take Rishi Pandey out of this, and Atlanta Fire is in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. No question. He's held things together, but at some point, something's got to explode. You've got to get yourself into a 140, 150 contention.
Very well struck there. Splits the field, but slows down just enough.
But the thing is, that'll do it for you, right? You need to get to 10s and over from here to get into a 140 conversation. And with Jamar Hamilton to come, with Sonny Patel to come, there are big hitters left. It's now going after it. You've just now brought up the 100 in the 16th over, and Rishi Pandey knows he's got to go, and you're going to see more intent like that.
Rishi likes to get 2 runs. He's got 5 4s, no 6s, a lot of 2s. That's the Rishi Pandey way. If you look at him throughout his career, not really a 6 hitter. He's going to get his runs in 2s and 4s and singles. Straight up, and it lands in no man's land. What a lucky stroke there, Shakib Al Hassan.
What has happened there? It felt like, I think that's Chandrapal Hemraj and the wicketkeeper were both just indecisive. Should have been taken, you reckon, with fine leg inside the ring and the wicketkeeper both there.
Just a momentary hesitation was all it took for it to land safely. Pandey comes down the ground and smashes this one, but it's just going to be the 1 run. As Gaj Singh is going along, 6 runs so far from the over.
And here's your missed chance. It's gone straight up. So there's no reason why short, fine, or your keeper shouldn't be there. and both of them looked like they were taking off the foot.
And he plays it on his own stumps. Shakib is out. Tough break here for Atlanta Fire. Huge break if you're Gajanan Singh.
Well, he was frustrated, wasn't he, with the fact that that catch didn't go to hand, and he's still frustrated. So he takes matters into his own hands. Full, dipping, and Shakib nowhere near it. A roll on to leg stump. And that is the end of the day for the former Bangladeshi international. 103 for 4.
And here comes the man, Jamar Hamilton, into the middle after Shakib knocked over his own stumps. And Raj Desai will continue. This is where you expect the explosive fireworks from Atlanta Fire. Anytime you see that man in the middle, you can expect something fun.
No question, whether it's behind the stumps or in front of him, he's got plenty of action around him. But again, the Atlanta Fire know they need 50 runs. They need 50 runs from their last 4 overs at the very least.
Oh, and he'll hustle through for the 1. And if you are Atlanta Fire, you're going to be happy that Viraj Desai only has 5 more balls to bowl. He's only gone for 15 so far after 3.
But you can't even wait. You've got to go this over. You can't give yourself 45 runs to go get from 3 overs.
No, I don't think you want to do that. Jamar Hamilton can do damage right from the start, and that's what he's going to want to do right now. Oh, it's dropped. It's put down. Oh, no. That was a big chance here for the Somerset Cavaliers to take full control of this innings.
It's Chandrabal Hemraj again involved. Just chasing, reaching for it was Hamilton. High off the splice, hard in his hands, and ball fell out of Hemraj's.
Jamar just chops this one. Sends it back the direction that it was going. And that's 3 more balls to go from Viraj Desai to Rishi Pandey, the man whose eye is in right now. He'll want to carry this Fire team over the line.
What we're learning through today's game is how important Stephen Taylor is to this team. I don't think there's any question about it. He makes this team flow at a different level. His work in the power play, his ability to manufacture sixes and put pressure on opposing bowlers seemingly has freed up an entire lineup for the season.
Jamar smashes this one. It's not coming back. Over the bench. What a shot. I don't think they're going to find that ball. I think they're going to have to go to the ball box again. And that is a Jamar Hamilton special.
That is utterly ridiculous. 2 steps away, and he's taken that off a length, and he's played an unbelievable, what is the name for that stroke? Jamar Hamilton, he's a special cricketer, and when you get given a chance to take him, you have to take advantage. The Cavaliers didn't, and how many runs will that cost them? It's already cost them 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, red skies at night, Jamar Hamilton's delight. He loves it when the sky is pink here in Morrisville. Back in 2022, some of my favorite cricket memories, him and Aaron Jones just bashing it all over the place into that beautiful evening sky here in Morrisville. Sight to behold, and he's back at it again. And you mentioned, Damon, you don't want to wait out Viraj Desai's overs. to go, and now they've got 9 with 1 ball left in the 17th over, and this is a great way to start pouring the runs on.
Jamar Hamilton gets going. 150 can look like 160, which could look like 170 very quickly.
And he plays through this one. No damage there. After 17 overs, Atlanta Fire 112 with a loss of 4.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorite.
And indeed, when that one is smack.
This one is globbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
And there you see the lights here. Church Street Park, when the lights come out, so does the fun. We've got 3 overs left here. Pandey and Jamar Hamilton. And that'll bring Jamar on to strike. Well, Lamont, Desai and Nazar both bowled through their 8 collective overs. We got Gaj Singh here in the 18th. We have 1 more left from Najaf Shah. And it comes down to Yadav and Ghazi for the other one.
I think Ghazi will get the 20th over. I think it'll be Najaf Shah to bowl the 19th, and then Ghazi will finish things off in the 20th.
That's a wide delivery there.
Surprised not to have seen Ghazi right now. I know Gajnan Singh's bowling well, but the lefty's gone. Would have thought, I know Jamar Hamilton likes pace on, but go back to your prime seamer.
Smashed. It's going well over everybody. And put down by a fan there, but what a good shot there from Jamar Hamilton.
And that's your worry right now. The dew will start to set in. Does it slip? And there's very little room for error with Jamar Hamilton. He doesn't have to have this long flourish with the bat. It's really a flick of the wrist through. And again, I just think this is a real risk to bowl Gajnan Singh right now.
Well, he tries to go big with that one, and it's just good, according to the umpire. And he missed everything there. Off to a flying start right now, Jamar Hamilton. Smash dead straight. Just shy of the rope. 4 runs, Jamar Hamilton.
Just very straight. That long off fielder was so wide, there was never a chance he was going to get there. And with that delivery, Jamar wasn't trying to overhit it. He pushed it. And again, this is your danger with bowling Gajnan Singh and bowling the spinner right now. Jamar Hamilton's got every option open to him.
Goes forward again. This one's going to the boundary on the ground for 4 runs. You can't stop Jamar Hamilton right now like this.
Well, it's just tremendous recognition of where the fielders are. That fielder just been moved to be straighter. He's manipulating the Cavaliers. Now he's just pushing it wider on the ground. Again, this is Jamar Hamilton at his very best. It's not just power, it's awareness of where to play your stroke.
One of the most exciting cricketers to watch throughout the entire country, throughout the entire region. And this one's just going to be the 1 run. But that's going to keep him on strike unless they... Nope, they're not going to run for this one on the overthrow, but that'll keep Jamar Hamilton on strike. Atlanta Fire 129, a loss of 4 with 2 overs to go.
And Ghazi's coming in. Look at this beautiful sky here at Church Street Park. Aman, we are so spoiled that we get to call games here so frequently. But this is my favorite time at night when the sky's changing colors like this. I think Jamar Hamilton likes it too. This one goes straight, right at the fielder though. And he gets underneath it, and that's the end of Jamar Hamilton's day. He'll leave 22 from 10 balls. Atlanta Fire, he gave him quite a boost here. They can still get to 150.
Well, this is why you bowl Abdullah Ghazi. Extra bit of bounce. Hamilton just hit high enough on the bat face to where it made a difference. And tremendous bit of work there on the boundary rope. His exciting day comes to an end. 22 off 10, 129 for 5.
And here we go, Aman. Sonny Patel, the stand-in captain right now for Atlanta Fire, will come into the middle. We know that he's dangerous.
Yeah, tremendous cricketer, Sonny Patel. And it's not just with the ball that he does it with. And that's the impressive part about his game is that in minor league cricket, he's a tremendous bat. Even in Major League Cricket, MI New York have used him as a leg-spinning all-rounder.
He's going to flick this one. He's going to go just for the... Oh, they missed field. They're going to get 2 off of that, and you don't want that to happen. Now Sonny Patel gets another chance to get his eye in a little bit with 2 runs to his name already.
His 2 years in the South, he's been tremendous with the bat. Average has gone slightly down, but his role has been a little bit diminished. It's his strike rate that's been impressive. 132 and 134, which was this season. And 132 was primarily played on bottom veers.
He'll flick this one in. There's a race, but the fielder won't get to it. 4 more runs for Sonny Patel. He's starting off in a hurry.
Is using the pace exceptionally well. Fractionally too straight, but it's Sonny Patel stepping across his stumps, giving himself that angle. And again, it's not just blatant power. It's the awareness and the intuition to be able to play strokes like that into unique areas.
So we've got 6 on the over right now. Atlanta Fire up to 135 for 5 wickets. Trying to get over that 150 mark, you got to think. Well, they're on their way to it right now with Sonny Patel. 6 runs off his first 2 balls. See his strike rate this season, 134.62, high score of 36. 2 not outs in 6 innings.
Yeah, well on its way here and setting up the Atlanta Fire to get to that 150 mark we talked about. They were just a couple of boundaries away.
Straight. Up in the air, the fielder makes a dive. He doesn't catch it. Oh my gosh, what a good effort there. Looked like Waleed coming in quickly to try to get that. Just can't make the grab.
Yeah, Waleed Khan did tremendously well to get himself into a position to be able to take it. Again, just high on the face again. And Khan had so much work to do. Just couldn't quite get his hands underneath it.
Another one straight up. This time the keeper's got it in his sights. And taken. And that's the end of the day for Patel. And Sonny Patel will walk away. 8 runs from 4 balls. You know, he wanted to be there all the way to the end. It's going to come down to Rishi Pandey now.
Tremendous from Christian McCaslin to be able to position himself underneath it. Went so high up. When it gets hit over the lights, it's never easy. But you look at him backpedaling, then late move forward. And made it look ever so easy in the end. And cool and calm as a cucumber. The captain goes for 8, 137 for 6.
This one's going to split the field. They're going to scamper back for 2 runs here. Actually, they're going for 3, and it's going to be a run out. That was a bad idea on that turn. Rishi Pandey, the guy you wanted to stay out there till the end, has to turn around and go back.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what the idea was. There was 2 all the way for sure, and then the problem with the third was they took some time to think about it, and I'm not sure if Pandey thought that was the final ball or what the situation was, because by the time they took off, there was never a chance he was going to be in any position to be safe.
Yeah, what a tough situation there, and we've seen Rishi Pandey get kind of in some trouble with his legs in the middle, running between the wickets today, and I guess he just tempted fate one too many times. But now you got to go against Najaf Shah in the final over here. Wait a second. So a 3-wicket over there from Abdullah Ghazi. One of them a run out, but he ends the day, or he will end his day. 30 runs for 3 wickets.
Yeah, tremendous. He looked brilliant up front, and then here in the back end did the job getting both Sonny and Jamar.
Straight up in the air. And well taken.
And this is where the run out of Rishi Pandey becomes so crucial. Because if Rishi Pandey's still out there, you don't feel as if you're going to get out straight away. Now, Parth Patel, who's your last recognized batter, is gone. And now it's Janoy Drysdale, Ansh Patel, and Aryan Patel, who all of them in their own right can find a boundary or 2, but that's the exception to the rule. Well done in the end, and the Atlanta Fire, they're 8 down.
And Ansh Patel and Janoy Drysdale, but neither of them taking a ball so far. This is a tough spot. Wow, what a lucky break there for Ansh Patel. He's going to get a couple of runs off of this. Was it stopped? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're conceding that it was a 4-run boundary. So Ansh Patel gets lucky.
It's tremendous effort in the end. It's unlucky in all fronts for the Somerset Cavaliers. Najaf Shah has executed that Yorker perfectly. It's come off the under edge. And then look at the commitment from third. Comes in, puts the dive, and right there, at the very end, Gurjit Singh knew it hit the rope. Tremendous effort. But sometimes you need the luck to go your way. The Fire pushing towards 140.
Gurjit Singh, a very honest guy. That was such a slight touch of the rope. But Najaf Shah, you're going to trying to score in the final over against Najaf Shah. A very tricky task. This will be turned over behind square just for the 1 run. That'll bring in Janoy Drysdale.
3 balls to work with for Janoy. Have an opportunity to flex his muscle here if he gets one in his zone. I reckon Najaf Shah's going slower in Yorkers if he were to go anywhere.
You would have to think so. Janoy waits on it a little bit. Hits it to the leg side. They're going to try for 2. And the throw's wide enough to make it easier than it could have been.
Yeah, you see everyone had shouted throw to the keeper's end because Drysdale was slow. And again, just a little bit of poor recognition from the Somerset Cavaliers. These are little things that seemingly are just going to come back to haunt you in a big way because you're letting up 10 more runs than you should. Again, you go back to giving Gurjit Singh an over, and these little couple of fumbles in the field, couple of drops. Jamar Hamilton was dropped on not.
Well, here's a wide, and Atlanta Fire, after all, are inching closer and closer to that 150 milestone.
And you think about those 22 runs, Nate. Dropped on not is huge. You go from 0 to 22, and you're looking at 125 versus 147.
big difference, especially with this bowling attack Atlanta Fire has to defend a total like this. Much easier to defend something in the 150 range than it is in the 130 range, obviously. Drysdale doing a pretty good job of handling these slower deliveries, but he's going to be run out probably. Whoa! Whoa, never mind, he's not.
Nate, that was a weird little play from multiple angles. Here's why. They're going to call for 2, so the throw's gone to the keeper's end. But Janoy Drysdale has watched the throw come in. You see right here, he's looking. Oh, man, it's coming to me. Yes, Janoy, it's always going to you. And then there at the end, trying to do the little flick, was nowhere near it. And Najaf Shah upset 149 and possibly 150 on the cards here for the Atlanta Fire.
Oh, you got to think they're running here until they're out. There's no reason not to. No reason to protect your stats. This will be played through. It's gone all the way for 4 runs. What a job by Janoy Drysdale. And this over has been wacky and weird, but the Atlanta Fire get to 153 for 8.
Not exactly how you draw it up, but you'll take the result, the 2 twos, and then that 4 at the end, just off the outside half, and Najaf Shah will feel very disappointed in that. Even with that big over, his day was still very productive. Remember, there was a maiden in there, in over number 5. But the Atlanta Fire, they did the job, and really, thankfully, it's the young man, Rishi Pandey. That's who would get the credit in my book. No Stephen Taylor, needed someone at the top of the order to stand up, and he was the one to do it. 58 off 48, and then don't overlook Jamar Hamilton's 22 off of 10. But this bowling group, Nate.
Abdullah Ghazi was fantastic with the wicket taking. A little bit expensive. Najaf Shah, his usual brilliant self, but he went a little expensive. Got some bad luck there on the final over. The left arm spin duo did quite well, especially Salman Nazar with 2 wickets.
Well, that was all she wrote for innings number 1. 153 on the board. That feels very competitive, but with the dews settling in, the Cavaliers will like their chances. Join us when we return for innings number 2 to see if the Cavaliers can claim their first points in this Super 8. Welcome back to Church Street Park, where 153 is all that was put up by the Atlanta Fire, but that could be something rather fruitful. 154 required for the Somerset Cavaliers, and through no surprise, we're going to see spin early. I'm Om Patel, joined by Nate Hayes. As always, Nate, we see spin early and often in the night games of a second innings. Why is that?
Well, I think it's in this case. I think a lot of it has to do with the quality of the bowler in general. And we have a lot of good spinners here in the South, and also we get these left arm orthodox spin. It's very popular in the power play here at Church Street Park. In the evening, you can take advantage of the skid a little bit if you zip it in quickly. Test out that dew factor.
Yeah, that's the big question. It is that dew factor. It's the ability to grip the ball later. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Shakib bowl a couple early, Sunny Patel get a couple in early, Anj Patel could even be an option to throw in. It could just be the single overs apiece, but give your spinners a chance to get in. Hemraj on strike with Kanar Lewis. Is it a headlights that we're after? Yeah, it is. Just out there in your left-hand corner. Those headlights need to turn off. And need someone to get over there to tell them. They're trying to flag him and wave him down.
We have the one vehicle that's about to leave. I think the one that's on your screen right now is actually about to pull out.
He just got back in the car, it seems. And our director, Babar Baig, has said and taken it upon himself to say, hey, turn the lights off. And he's run over there. So, really well done. He was sprinting too, man. I thought he could come back for two.
Well, you got to do some running if you work on the game here at Church Street Park. You got to run every once in a while. Sometimes that's to get the ball out of the woods, and sometimes it's to tell people to turn off their lights, and sometimes it's because you got to use the restroom.
Well, he's turned off some of the lights, but then the white lights have come and stayed on. So I'm curious to see how he's done that.
I think it's just auto lights, and they're unaware, I think, that the lights are still on.
And you can just see that they're having a conversation. Shakib doesn't really like it, but Kanar's saying, hey, it's affecting him.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yep, there they go. They're off now. And Chandrapal Amraj now on strike.
And first runs on the board here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. This opening partnership, Nate, it's so prolific, and it's what makes this team really click.
Yeah, it's massive. It's a huge deal, this Hemraj Kanar Lewis partnership. Really big for this New Jersey Cavaliers side. And I think the vehicle that was in question has just left. Ooh, that gets through.
What did that miss? How is that missed off stump? I thought for sure we would have seen the first light up of the zing bells in inning 2.
Well, so did Shakib. Just goes right past the top corner of the entire setup there.
We heard from Kanar Lewis how important he feels the power play is yesterday. He said, gotta go big in the power play. You start to just slow up in the middle, and then at the end you put on 50 to 60. So that's going to be the ploy. That's not going to be the last big shot played.
No, not at all. If you're talking about going big in the power play, you're talking about, nine runs and over or so, somewhere in that range, 50 to 60 runs at least.
And that's where the stymie comes in with Shakib Al Hassan. Again, someone who comes in with that international caliber as captain. He was one of the best all-rounders in the world, period, point blank, in all formats for a period of time. And that's why. It's the drift and the swing off the arm ball.
Beautiful. Have the options that he has to turn it back in or drift it away with the arm ball and disguise it. It's just very dangerous.
Calls for 2. Lewis has work to do and gets home safely in the end. First over goes 4 for none. Janoy Drysdale's got the ball, so spin and seam corresponding. Such a dominant bowler, Janoy. He's coming down to the South for the first time in his career this season. Spent his other couple years in minor league up with the Philadelphians. And again, the first time you watch Janoy Drysdale, you're astonished by the action. And then the more you watch him and the more you realize how hard of a worker he is, and it's why he's quickly risen up the ranks of USA Cricket, has fast-tracked his way into the USA setup, has made a debut, and then into Major League as well for the San Francisco Unicorns.
He's had a tremendously good career here in minor league. He's filling big shoes, though, with Cornet Dry having gone.
Starts with that extra. You're absolutely right. The Cornet Dry was such a staple. When you thought of the Atlanta Fire for years, the faces you thought of were Steven Taylor, Aaron Jones, Jamar Hamilton, and Cornet Dry, and that wasn't the order you thought of them in. Cornet Dry arguably would have been atop the list, and then Emilio Alfonso would have been there as well. Those would have been the 5 names. Well, 2 of those names are now gone, and so Sunny Patel and Janoy Drysdale have tried to fill those shoes, and it's not been easy, but you have to say they've done a tremendous job.
Very big shoes to fill for certain, and Janoy's done it this season pretty well for Atlanta Fire. So again, you're not always going to get your quota if you're playing for the Fire and you're a fast bowler, and there's a few reasons for that. Sometimes the conditions don't call for it, and other times you've just done such a good job with all your other bowling that you're not really required. But this season he's bowled 25 overs, he's taken 4 wickets, economy of 5.8. That's a very good economy for a fast bowler.
And again, the situations in which he'll bowl as well, early and then the death, doesn't bowl in the middle. So he's bowling in those high pressure situations. Tremendous. You see the movement that he gets, the bounce that he gets, and it's off-putting for batters. There's no question.
Yeah, I love his action. It's such a imposing action.
Mm-hmm.
With his arms up high like he does.
Yeah, early inroads are the key against the Somerset Cavaliers team. They're really based in their top 4. You get past them, and you really don't have a lot of batting to come.
Well, not a lot of batting that has had to really prove themselves this season in any regard.
Yeah, only 4 guys above 100 runs on the season. So that tells you how many times other individuals are being given the opportunity to bat.
Well, only 4 guys with more than 6 innings batting, too. So similar to the Atlanta Fire, you don't have a lot of experience in the middle after the top order, and a lot of that is just because they've done so well. They've carried them through a lot of innings.
Fielder will just watch. Well directed. And Kenar Lewis cashes in his first boundary.
Well, this got to the boundary really quickly. Kenar Lewis, such a strong batter that doesn't even need to play the perfect shot to get some serious exit velocity off the bat.
And he's such a fluid mover as well on the crease, isn't he? He was able to get into great position and swivel Oftentimes you see individuals maybe struggle to turn themselves and play away from fielders. When you're that big and that strong, you're just used to muscling, but he's got plenty of finesse on him as well, Kanar.
Got Kanar coming into today with 985 runs in minor league cricket in just 36 innings. 10 50s. So he's converting almost a third of the time.
Yeah, once he gets in, it's so hard to deal with him. And it's because his mindset and his plans are so clear. There isn't this second guessing of what he wants to do. He trusts himself, he trusts his plan, and more often than not, he's able to execute on it. Have to re-bowl that. Can't afford to get off to a really poor power play, the Atlanta Fire. While yes, you've crossed the 150 threshold, you don't have many runs to work with on a Churchy wicket that is only going to get better.
Chandrapal Hemraj himself, 914 runs in 36 innings. So this pair closing in, both of them on 1,000 for their career.
No shift in the field. There's more of a deep extra cover as the long off comes in. Make it a deep middle wicket for Kanar Lewis. And deep backward square has been pushed even finer. Tame end to over number 2. It's 13 for none. These are the overs. Your Shakib Al Hassan, he's going to be on the money. Where do you score off of him, Nate Hayes?
Well, I'm not sure, but you absolutely should score off of him. There's one thing this Fire lacks. It might be fast bowling depth. So his overs here are very important in the power play. They're going to want to save that fast bowling for the death, for sure, as much of it as they can.
Down leg. So far down leg, but it shows you the amount of movement Hassan can extract off the surface.
You see Jamar Hamilton enjoyed that.
Pressure from one end. Pressure building from one end. You don't feel as if Kanar Lewis is going to be too happy with just fending deliveries away. We've talked about his mindset early on in the power play.
Yeah, they want to get runs here. They absolutely do.
No run available. That's 5 consecutive dot balls. Is Kanar ready to face one more? Face some maiden. And it will be that maiden. 3 overs gone, it's still 13. Another of Janoy Drysdale, and Chandrapal Hemraj has done a lot of watching and just watched a maiden. How does that affect his mindset going into this over? Gone! Gone! And Drysdale takes wicket number 1.
Jamar Hamilton once again throwing it up to the moon, having to wait a good 5 seconds for it to come down. But Drysdale's the reason for that hang time. What a delivery there.
The pressure that maidens deliver. Dot balls create wickets, and the Fire take their first. Hemraj goes for 4, 13 for 1. Ali Imran struts out and strides out to the middle. 7 consecutive dot balls. A wicket just fell. And Nate, I'm more surprised not to see Gajendran Singh in this situation to keep the left-right combination going, like we saw from the Atlanta Fire.
Right, and that also means with Gaj not out there, it means you can probably go right back to Shakib without even hesitating in the next over if you'd like to. Bowl him 3 times in the power play. With Gaj out there, the quality of left-hand batter that he is, especially against spin, it puts that question in their head.
Absolutely. Slip in place as well, but that single will break the string of dot deliveries. I think you bring up a great point. I think I would consider bringing Shakib on for 4 consecutive to start. Bowl all 4 up front because I still have Sunny Patel and Ansh Patel up my sleeve. Parth Patel can bowl me some off spin. I have 3 spin bowling options to come, and then I can go to Aaron Jones for a 4th if I need it.
And this second innings under the lights here, typically fast bowlers are very, very valuable.
Yeah.
Now Atlanta's really only got 2 fast bowlers in the 11 today, so you want to save them for the death if you can.
Race on. Oh, needed it to hit the stumps.
That begs the question. We almost see a soccer wicket, but that begs the question: does Janoy stay on for a 3rd here in the power play, or do you just save him to the end?
I think I'd save him to the end. I have Aryan Patel that I know I have to get 4 overs out of. I'd operate with him a couple in the power play, or maybe even go spin from both ends. Can go Shakib Al Hassan, and then I can go Ansh Patel, the left arm Chinaman. Or if I wanted the ball continuously moving away, I can go to Sunny Patel. But I need Janoy's in the middle and in the death, just in case. Up. Dropped. Felt he should have held on. Did all the hard work to get to that ball delivery, Aryan Patel, but he could not hang on.
What a delivery here. We mentioned that bounce. Aryan Patel just couldn't squeeze it. It would have been a tricky catch, but one you would expect him to make.
When we saw a drop of Jamar Hamilton on 0, cost the Cavaliers 22 runs. That's a drop of Ali Imran on none. How many will it come back to cost the Fire?
We have Kanar Lewis here going at 50 strike rate right now. His first trip to Church Street Park. This is not the Kanar Lewis that we know. But you'll still want to get him out of here as soon as you can if you're Atlanta Fire not risk keeping him in the middle for very long.
What an over from Janoy Drysdale. Great response to back up a maiden. 3 runs and the big wicket of Jinder Paul Hemraj. 4 down, 16 for 1. Well, it won't be a third for Shakib. It'll be a first for Sonny. And he'll start off with the wide. So this is what the question of not bringing in Gurjendra Singh was. Because you had an opportunity to go continue a left-right combination and maybe stymie the leg spinner and the spinner's taking the ball away from the right-hander. Instead, you bring in Ali Imran and you allow the captain to bring himself on. It's just interesting to see if that ploy is going to work out or if they would have been better off going to Gurjendra Singh.
If Gaj comes in, you got to think they got to be considering bringing on the left arm wrist spinner. Right now you got Sonny Patel, and my goodness, how good has he been, both with bat and ball for this team, getting the job done in a myriad of ways. Just a really likable guy, too.
The googly showing tremendous signs of turn already. Battle brewing, Nate.
Ooh, I thought that was going to get through there right up until the bat flashed down.
How patient are you, Kanar? Back-to-back dots. Doesn't look comfortable. And Sunny Patel, you can just feel him circling in the water. Smells blood. Very close. Very close. Given. Sunny Patel. He's got his man. His first wicket as the captain of the Atlanta Fire.
Just a great delivery here from Sunny Patel as Kanar Lewis loses his patience. Tries to go slog sweep here. Pitches in line, hits in line. And that is a good delivery.
Lewis's patience runs out. He goes for just 7. It's 18 for 2. Now it will be the left-handed Gurjendra Singh to come out. Not the only match happening in minor league cricket, Nate. We got down to Grand Prairie, and you've got basically a semi-final happening with the Kingsmen taking on Kings 11 Dallas. What's going on down there?
Well, winner takes all here at Grand Prairie, and we will see the winner here at Church Street Park on Sunday. And right now, Kings 11 Dallas are doing their best to make sure it's them. Ruckman Dar out early by Zia ul Haq, but Unmuk Chan and Andres Hoos have really put together an immense partnership, going from the 6 runs to 136 with a loss of 1 right now. Unmuk with 62 runs from 45, Andres 62 from 41, and they are just going nuts right now against the Kingsmen.
You look at the economy rates on that roster, and Tajinder Singh had the 1 over for 19. Those two, when they get in flow, it's hard enough to bowl to just one of them. To bowl to both of them, it's almost impossible.
Well, I did a commentator's curse all the way from Morrisville, North Carolina. Andres Hoos has just gotten out to Mudasar.
Well, you didn't do it. He nearly did it here to Rishi Pandey, Nate.
I did.
But you did it on this close instead. Close of over 5, a wicket in it with just 2 runs, 18 for 2.
We've got Aryan Patel with the ball for the final over of the power play. New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 18 with a loss of 2. Really sputtering right now. It's going to sneak through Jamar Hamilton. That is a rare sight.
Yeah, it doesn't miss much, does Jamar Hamilton. Aryan Patel, he presents an interesting challenge, comes in from a long run, and then again gets it to just nibble off of the seam. We saw him move it in both directions. When he first came up to Church Street Park, had the one that came back in consistently and then showed the variation to move it back away from the right-hander. And so we'll have to use both of those skills with this left-right combination.
Without Moderetti, bowled one of the best balls you'll ever see here at Church Street Park in the past. Fast bowling dude is going to fall to Aryan Patel.
And there's nowhere really for him to hide, given the fact that there just isn't that extra seam option available to the Fire. They're just playing him and Janoy Drysdale as seam options. They have plenty of spinners to choose from. Shakib Al Hassan, Sunny Patel, Ansh Patel. Then you can go to Parth Patel, and then Aaron Jones as a 5th spin option if you were to require it. But as the dew continues to set in, it's going to be more and more difficult for those spinners to bowl. So you need Aryan Patel to be firing tonight.
And Aman, we have seen this backfire, going with so many spinners in an evening game here at Church Street Park in the second innings. In the past, we've seen it where it's not uncommon for a team to head into the game with just 2 fast bowlers and feel 1 bowler short by the end of it.
It happened just this year, and it was the Fort Lauderdale Lions when they came up here in a night game where you felt they just need one more. Well, any over of seam that they could get. And that's why you need the third seamer, not necessarily to give you 4, but to give you 2. And
That's
just
right.
pair them up with your other options.
Or even just 1. We've seen with Baltimore that's come in handy in the past. And that'll get through off the stumps, but Aryan Patel signaled he had nothing to do with that. He didn't get a hand on it, so it's just 1 run. And if you're unfamiliar with the rule there, with the law, if it comes off the bat, hits the stumps at the other end, it's not out unless the bowler touches it on the way through. Then it counts as a run out.
You ever been dismissed that way, Nate?
No, it's almost always my fault.
Almost always your fault. What do you mean?
I would say probably always my fault, Aman.
You're saying you're the bowler in that scenario, or you're the batter in that scenario?
No, I'm the batter. I'm saying if I get out, I definitely deserved it. It wasn't bad luck. I don't even give luck a chance. I create my own bad luck. Don't let someone else ruin your day. Do it for yourself.
Feels like a growth mindset to me, Nate. I think Aryan Patel here is just trying to get out of the over in terms of just not giving up the extras. That's how he could bring his day back. He's had those 2 wides already to Gurjit Singh.
A little bit of a mix-up there. He would have been out, you have to think there, if it had hit the stumps. Well, that's what happens when one commits and the other one has no interest. Gurjit Singh, we talked earlier about a couple of times in USA cricket history where Aaron Jones and Gurjit Singh just weren't on the right page, weren't on the same page running-wise. And right there, Gurjit Singh had no interest in that from the start. Imran had totally sold out. Had to scamper back. Well played there, right through. It's going to be a race. I'll get it in well. 2 runs there. Good hustle from the field, and you hear the claps all around from the Fire, encouraging their team, trying to keep their team in the game every way they can. You see Jamar Hamilton out there, very animated. He does a great job at that. I think when he's in your side, it's hard to snooze.
Yeah, and we talked about in the first inning how even though the Atlanta Fire were 38 for 1, it felt that the Somerset Cavaliers were on top of the game. The Fire have the scoreboard backing of that feeling, and so when you have the energy bubbling around, it just adds to it.
You see that activity right there from Jamar, rifling it back, trying to get Imran out of his crease. That'll be the end of the power play and the end of the 6th over. New Jersey Cavaliers only 24 with a loss of 2. And it's jacket weather here at Church Street Park. I've got mine on. Aman's got his hoodie. Usually gets that hoodie on by 4 p.m., I think. Aman does.
Oh, look, some of us just run a bit colder than others. We're not built like you Northerners, Nate.
Well, I built myself, I like to say. A lot of carbohydrates.
Sonny Patel has been brilliant, and he's shown great skills to left-handers throughout the season. It seemingly seems as if here he prefers the left-handers. He likes angling everything in towards those stumps and then bowling that odd googly from that wide of the crease delivery. And again, it's a big part of why he's in Major League Cricket. He played for MI New York basically as their replacement to Rashid Khan. That was their answer to not having him around.
Did quite well. You can see here in the minor league at Church Street Park, he slows it down a little bit. That one pinballed around. You can see he's telling the fielders where to be right now. Not too happy with where they're going. When he's not directing fielders, he's one of the calmest guys you'll know. And he sped that one in, just like he did in Major League Cricket. He was very good at speeding the ball in there. You kind of have to do that at that level, at that Major League level. This one's up, and it is gone. What a shot.
Yeah, tremendous. He climbed onto that very quickly. It looked like it rose on him quite dramatically, but in the end, was in such tremendous position and hit that into the awaiting New Jersey Stallions team that's out there overlooking this encounter.
Yeah, what a shot there. Imran, well needed right now at this phase. They're going to need a lot more of those if they're going to climb back into this. And this is a nice little glance there behind square.
And this will be the big question for the Somerset Cavaliers. Can you score off the spinners, or who are your bowlers to take advantage of? You didn't get runs off Aryan Patel, so now you've got to make up for it on other fronts. And in that same vein, knowing that at some point the ball is going to become very difficult to grip for these spinners with the dew settling in.
This one turned in real well. Now the final ball of the 7th over. New Jersey Cavaliers scored 8 and 32 with a loss of 2.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tariq Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
There's that left arm wrist. You see ripping through the air. And right now, New Jersey Cavaliers are in a spot. They need to go at 9.38 and over from here on out. That one very full and welcomed and played to the leg side.
Yeah, and Anj Patel is a tough customer to get away with his ability just bowling those leg spinners. We've seen him in the 2 games here at Church Street Park. His economy rate of 5.25 is rather exceptional.
Yeah, he's been quite good. A unique bowler. And you'd imagine that you would have seen him here at this phase against Gajanan Singh. Gaj brings an awful lot of experience to the middle. He flashes this one. Just going to be the 1 run. Once again, they could have maybe pushed for 2. But Imran wanted to be on strike here.
Yeah, there's that touch of urgency starting to settle in now for the Somerset Cavaliers in terms of their intent in the shot selection. You're seeing Gajanan Singh now start to expand his reach. Ali Imran with the pull shot in the previous over. Expect more of those to come.
This one's up in the air, but right at the fielder, and he's caught. Juggles it, but he takes it. Well done.
Yeah, we talked about it. That pull shot, Ali Imran, he played it once to perfection. This time, just wasn't in the same kind of position. Didn't get onto the back foot quite quick enough, and that's the challenge Anj Patel presents. From his short height, it just climbs on top of you. And 1 juggle, 2 juggle, and a couple of steps backwards. Shakib Patel gets it done in the end. 3rd wicket falls. Ali Imran goes for 13, 34 for 3.
Atlanta Fire. Star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Landing deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is globbed into the onside. A slow, short ball.
With this facility, said he couldn't wait to play here. Well, here's his chance right now, and it's very important. Ooh, and this one breaks away from him.
Yeah, Anj Patel presents a variety of challenges, and typically to the right-hander, very active with the ball sliding across. And he gets it flat through the air, doesn't give you time to really think.
Well, this one takes the edge. And it's turning real well. Possibly a chance there, but nothing out of it. 1 ball to go in the 8th over. And Patel already with a wicket, just 2 runs. Terrific first over. Ooh, this one broke away. What a good delivery there. New Jersey Cavaliers 34 with a loss of 3.
Somerset Cavaliers here in some serious trouble. Only 34 runs have they managed. The loss of 3 after 8 overs. They got to go big now. Exactly 10 over needed if they're going to win this game. What a ball there. Aryan Patel, as Gaj Singh backs away to give himself space, and Patel's ball swings back in right at about the 5th line.
Yeah, when you look at Aryan Patel, you can just see when he's moving with a bit of confidence. He does have that elongated run-up, kind of has a bouncy run-in, but as soon as he delivers, you can see when he feels it. And I think you need him bowling at full confidence, and again, has to bowl 4 overs today.
Smashed straight, but it's up in the air too long. Paul Palmer will make a little bit of a start to it, but won't get there in time.
Yeah, it was tantalizingly close. It was heading the same direction as we were. So out of the bat, I thought that was going to carry all the way. But Palmer also doesn't look like he's moving at 100% either. Just kind of ginger the way he's jogging up and down.
Yeah, gosh, certainly didn't catch most of that one. It looked like he might have, but I think the timing was just off. And Waleed will dig in now against the youngster. They're having a hard time rotating strike, this Cavaliers squad, as they have the entire innings. Not a good sign. You've got a lot of ground to make up here, and it's inching higher and higher, it seems, every ball.
Yeah, no question. Again, how far can you let this game get away from you? We talked about how the Fire felt out of it, even though they were 38 for 1 after 6. If you're 35 for 3 after 9, you're not in it. You're the furthest thing away.
Waleed strikes this one well, directly at the boundary rider.
They're going to need some Hassan Khan type of heroics, don't they? Think about what he did in Major League Cricket with the San Francisco Unicorns, scoring 40 off of 20-odd and at the Coliseum, and that carried them into a winning position there. We saw him do it for the Kingsmen, a 50 off of just 18 deliveries. You laugh saying these things, and you don't expect every batter to be able to do it, but that's the kind of position you found yourself in where you need it.
That's exactly right, and that's the sort of thing that's needed here from these Cavaliers squad. Just the one run there for Gaj.
The ones aren't going to hurt this Fire team anymore. You see that required run rate's above 10. And that is okay in the last 5 overs. The problem is you're going to need to go 11 overs straight at 10 runs and over.
Very hard.
You can go from 8, 9, 7 to 9. That can work. But right now you're going at 3s to 5s. There's no possibility to win this game doing that.
Well, you need a big over, and you need one soon if you're the Cavaliers. You need one of those 20-plus run overs, if you can find one, to let some of the pressure off. Finds the gap there, but just another single. And every time there's a single, the run rate goes up a little bit at this phase. And after 9 overs, the Cavaliers reeling at 38 with a loss of 3. There you go. You see Stephen Taylor's wrist wrapped up right there, talking to Jesse Singh. And they're all talking to Aaron Jones. Everyone's having a good time over there, and you don't blame them. Looks like Andre Dwyer over there on the far left, local coach, former Jamaica player. Oh, one stayed a little low, and well, he did a great job of getting some bat on that. It's just going to go for the 1 run.
Yeah, Anj Patel does get that tendency to extract the variability of a wicket. Why? Well, because of just his height. And so he'll throw a couple up, and he'll be very flat through the air. So that all creates that bit of variability. And then again, from his height, you always can assume one is going to just touch low.
Straight. And it's gone all the way. Great shot from Gaj Singh. 6 runs. Just in time or too late? That's the big question. But if they keep piling these on, it'll be just in time.
Yeah, just in the zone for Gajnan Singh. And how many times have we seen him lift the USA out of unbelievable situations? He did it in the T20I against Ireland in 2021.
Well, this one's up. Caught. Paul Palmer takes this one, and that's a huge wicket, massive wicket in the context of things. The Cavaliers in a ton of trouble. Gaj Singh is the guy you wanted to have there the rest of the innings, and he has to go sit down. The Fire are celebrating, and for good reason. 45 with a loss of 4.
We talked about that 2021 heroics. It won't be here in 2025 in this game. Just nowhere near it, and Paul Palmer gleefully accepts it. Well done from the Atlanta Fire. Their spin quartet is turning it on. Gajnan Singh goes for 11, 45 for 4.
And wicketkeeper Kevin Christian comes into the middle. This is a big hole here if you're New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Really would have wanted Gaj Singh to stick around for a while, especially following the 6, just the ball before. He looked like he was just getting himself into form. But Patel had been so good. And this is a style you don't see a lot of, the left arm wrist spinner. And Amon, that's got to look very weird. A googly to a righty from a lefty wrist spinner has to look very strange.
Yeah, if you're not practicing against that type of bowling, you're just not accustomed to picking it.
Ooh, this one turned back.
And so even that wide, no idea. Christian had no idea where it was going. He had set up for the googly again, and then it spun past him. So you're not showing signs that you're picking it out of the hand. And Ansh Patel puts one on off stump that turns back, you're in trouble.
All right to the fielder there. That one was on off stump but pitched away. So with Ansh with a couple of overs left in his quota, he's going to tuck that away in his memory.
We've got a couple of spinners now that'll be operating with 2 overs left. Shakib Al Hassan, Sunny Patel, and now Ansh Patel.
Lots of options. This was the stock ball. Almost looked a little bit surprised, did Waleed, but he was able to have the quick hands to get it away. And that's the end of 10. So halfway through the chase, New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are chasing 154. They've only got 48 with a loss of 4. What a good over there by Patel. Following the big 6 from Gaj Singh. What a fight back. And Kevin Christian's got to be happy, along with Waleed, that they don't have to see Ansh Patel for another 6 balls at least.
problem is, Nate, is that you're not getting the boundaries off of Aryan Patel.
That's right.
And it wouldn't be a big of an issue if you were able to maneuver 7 runs off every other bowler. But the problem is you're going to have 2 left from Sonny, 2 left from Shakib, 2 left from Ansh, and then you're going to have 2 left from Janoy. So now you're not scoring off of Ansh Patel. You've let him go 2 overs for 10 runs.
That's right. 2.1 overs so far from Aryan Patel for 10 runs. This was a bowler that you would have had to get away for 10 plus at least. You have to think. And that's nothing against Aryan Patel. That's just, there's always going to be somebody that needs to be targeted. This one misses the edge of Christian. Missing the outside edge there. And to Aryan Patel's credit, he's done extremely well.
He has. There's no question that he's bowled nicely. But I think the biggest thing for me is that the intent from the Cavaliers against him just hasn't been right. They've looked to fend him away. You've got to go after him. You've got to make a play at him.
Well, Waleed and Kevin will have to stick around here for Somerset. That'll bring Waleed up on strike. Just 5 from 9 for Waleed Khan. He's looked great at times this season, adapting to minor league cricket. In the regular season, he had 90 runs in 5 innings with 1 not out, average of 22.5, strike rate of 107.14. His high score was 53, so he's got a half century already to his name here in minor league cricket. He's got quick hands, I gotta say. He flicks that one over.
Yeah, there's no question. But again, for Waleed Khan here and this Somerset Cavaliers team, this is too little too late. There's got to be boundaries every single over. There's no way around that fact.
Not a lot of batting behind them. So this pair here is going to be very, very important if the Cavaliers want to close this gap. Once again, this is the best of the best. So you're going to have some very good teams losing in this tournament. There are no guarantees that one team will win all the way through. Mm-hmm. So net run rate factors in.
Yeah, and also just give yourself a chance. And we've seen that the Baltimore Royals have a massive net run rate advantage on the rest of the league and the rest of the Atlantic Conference. So you're not going to sneak in with a mediocre net run rate. If you're the Somerset Cavaliers, you've got to win. If you're not going to be able to dominate on run rate, you've got to start to win here. Or at least give yourself a chance to do it. And even if you don't do that, play spoiler to the Atlanta Fire. Try to mess up their net run rate. Bring it close.
Struck straight down the ground. A big one. 4 runs.
There it is. More of that is required. Clear intent. Full. So he used his feet, got to the pitch, negated the swing, and the long off was inside the ring. So very safe in the end. That's the calculated risk you have to take every single over. Close of 11, 56 for 4.
Ansh Patel turning it away a mile there, a mile too far, according to the umpire.
Look at Jamar. He's in stunned shock, and he's very animated. Wears his heart on his sleeve. And again, to be a keeper in the South, you've got to be animated.
Yeah, you have to be interesting. This one just fought off by Christian. He's happy to get the other end. Having a difficult time picking Ansh Patel. Like, that's just like most people. And Waleed here. Good over, last over from Waleed. And Jamar Hamilton takes it. It's that wider delivery that pitches away from the batter. And that's outdone Waleed Khan.
Not the first time we've seen something juggled, but Jamar Hamilton, safe gloves, little bit of an edge, enough to keep it there, and throw it to the moon, Jamar. You deserve it. Ansh Patel chimes in with another wicket. And the Somerset Cavaliers, they're seeing their chances go up in flames. 58 for 4.
Number 8, Abdullah Ghazi, coming in the middle to join Kevin Christian. And Cavaliers are in a tough spot right here, to say the least. Let's take a look at Ghazi's batting figures. In his minor league career, he has 88 runs in 14 innings. Only batting in half of the innings, half of the games that he's played in. Strike rate just shy of 100. He'll need a lot more. And he whips that one around to the leg side. A little bit short from Ansh.
Yeah, but when you look at this now for the Somerset Cavaliers, I just don't see the point of playing out 20 overs. And maybe that's just the pessimist in me. But I don't think you do any good to yourself playing through 20 overs. The best thing you can do here is show some fight and try to bring some momentum to your team through the rest of a Super 8.
Yeah, you need 90-plus runs here. Whew. I'll tell you what, no matter what your intent is, when that's what you're up against, you can have all the best intentions of the world. Sometimes the road to defeat is paved in correct intentions.
And I don't mind that shot. Again, that dump ball is fine because the intent was very clear, right? You're playing to win the game, or at least to give yourself an opportunity to do it. I think about some of the big innings that were played in losing efforts, where you said, hey guys, we just have to commit a couple more times.
Oof. Ansh Patel just spinning a web around this Cavaliers side. They're having a difficult time with him. I tell you what, when you're a left arm wrist spinner who can turn it both ways like he can, and apparently disguise your googly as well as he seems to be able to, that is a nightmare. Going to come around for 2. And even a good throw would have been too late. That'll wrap up over number 12, New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, 61 with a loss of 5. Here's the Atlanta Fire merch tent. If you're around the area, you want to get some of this wonderful Atlanta Fire gear, come on over.
Yeah, they got hats, and they've got some jerseys around, so make sure you head over there. We saw some kids running around asking us if we wanted to get an Atlanta Fire cricket hat, and you know what? I would love to. They're very stylish, these hats. A lot of these minor league jerseys are.
Well, I have one from a previous year.
All right, don't rub it in, Nate. They like you. Guys, if you're listening, Atlanta Fire folk.
What are you talking about? I paid for that thing.
Oh, okay.
I paid for it.
Well, the way you were just talking about it made it seem like they just gave it to you.
No, I bought it. I bought that sucker.
Okay, maybe
you're making me feel bad. You're making me feel bad now.
You're just more committed than I am, it seems.
Yeah. I bought the snapback, by the way. That's the one I bought.
Okay.
The flat brim. Sonny Patel
And that'll be a quick and easy single there. Sonny's had some good numbers today. 12 runs with the 1 wicket. And he used to play for this side. Was on the team when they went to the final a couple seasons back. Oh, that one threw quickly. Jamar Hamilton upset that it didn't result in a wicket. Man, I'll tell you what, Jamar Hamilton has to amp you up when you're a bowler. Abdul Ghazi, a little bit surprised by that one, but he managed to get his bat on it.
Yeah, when you talk about amp you up, there's no question. Someone with that kind of energy just sparks so much in your side, and it's energy that's very unique in the terms of it's never coming from a place of, oh, you got to be better. It's, oh, you're brilliant. This needs to happen better.
Very positive. Very, very positive. And that'll be the end of over number 13. Cavaliers not going anywhere. 64 with a loss of 5.
You look at the grounds crew out there, did so much hard work over the last 2 days to make sure that we don't lose a game of cricket. And we saw the fans blowing onto the field all day yesterday into today, drying up the soft areas. They did so much work on the pitch.
Grounds crew here is absolutely fantastic. Great tradition.
And there's some folks who might not have known this was not the pitch that they had prepared to play for today. They had prepared the wicket all the way to the left. That was the wicket that was meant to be used, and last second, with about 10 minutes before toss time, they had changed into the wicket we're currently using.
What a delivery. Anj Patel just continues to baffle these batters here in the middle.
He's so quick with the gloves. We saw Jaskar Malhotra lightning, and Jamar Hamilton might be lightning plus. He might be a C-type charger versus a lightning charger.
Oh, once again, Anj Patel just turning it beyond the edge. You see that high energy of Jamar Hamilton. More excited to go pick up the bails than a lot of guys are for a wicket.
Don't see too many well lefts in the 14th over of a T20, Nate.
That might be well left. Christian shuffled over to that one. That's a full toss.
That's the kind of day it's been. You're so bogged down, and you might be run out as well. You're not, but you're so bogged down that the full toss you're unable to put away.
Well, they did get 2 off of it. But that required run rate is 14.11 right now. 6 overs of that is tough to do. But this will be the last ball for Anj Patel, and the Cavaliers will be really happy about that. Once again, Christian stepping across the stumps to play that, but just for a dot this time. After 14 overs, Cavaliers sputtering 67 for 5. Well, I was just thinking, how many overs have they been in the 60s? And it's been 3. This is tough stuff here from Atlanta. Right when they should be going north, they decide that they're going to keep heading east. And you see the gap widening very quickly. Shakib Al Hassan will take the ball, And we mentioned before, he's got 2 overs to go. My gosh, it's amazing he's only bowled 2 overs, because the 2 overs he did bowl in the power play were so effective they had to feel like forever for the Cavaliers. Oh, diving effort to stop it, but unable to. It still will just be the 1 run. I'm going to need a lot more than just 1 run of ball here. Christian almost at just above a 50 strike rate. That's going to have to go higher.
Yeah, again, I just feel like you want to look at yourself at the end of 20 overs and sit there and say, okay, what can I build on for next game? And I don't think getting to the 20th over, 85 runs on the board, let's say, 90 runs on the board, you've accomplished anything, that you've learned anything.
No, you've got to try to pour the runs on right now. You just got to give a good effort right now. 15 runs and over needed across 5+ overs. This is a tall task. The bowling quality's been just so good at stopping, real genuine scoring efforts in their tracks. Christian straight with the on drive.
And the thing you've learned right now about your team with this current chase and the attempted chase is that Christian can give you a little bit of batting, so can Abdul Ghazi, but you already knew that. That's the point. If this was week 1, it's one thing, but this is the Super 8s. Like they said when Brett Favre threw that pick in the NFC Championship game. This isn't Detroit. This is the Super Bowl. You know this about your team. You're not looking for self-discovery. You're looking for the motivation to carry on.
Right. At some point, you're learning lessons for a reason. And at some point, the application of the lesson is what matters the most. And there's a dot ball to end the over. Only 4 runs off of it. Nowhere near good enough for this Cavaliers team. It's 71 with a loss of 5 after 15. Only 5 overs left.
Sunny Patel will come on. He's got 1 over left, so he'll bowl the 16th. You reckon Shakib bowls the 17th, and then you can go Janoy Drysdale into an Aryan Patel. Maybe Parth Patel gets an over snuck in.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe Aaron Jones. Rishi Pandey can bowl some leg spin.
They have options. They don't even have to get creative.
Gone. Has to be gone. Yes, indeed, it's gone. Sunny Patel takes over the captaincy, but the wicket column remains fruitful.
And Sunny Patel strikes again. Absolutely brilliant as a captain and as a bowler here. That was plum. Absolutely plum, no doubt about it.
Well, that's the end of Christensen goes for 11. Christian walks back 71 for 6. There's another. Sunny Patel has his 3rd, and he's pumped up about it.
And he's on hat trick now. Just 2 balls into the over, 2 wickets from Sunny Patel. Jamar Hamilton wasted no time. And there was no reason for the batter to turn around. He should have just walked straight.
Well, he went on an evening stroll. That's why he's got out, and now he's just got to take all of the pads on. Goes for a duck, 71 for 7 on a hat trick. Salman Nazar walks in, the left arm spinner who had a great day with the ball, but he's got one job: block the ball with the bat, because it's Sunny Patel on a hat trick. Two slips. Left-hander on strike. 3 poles to aim at. Oh, Sonny, he wants that one back. Team hat trick. Team hat trick. No, no, no. It's not going to be. Eventful, yes. But no cigar. Direct hit from Saga Patel. Give him credit. But Nazad quick enough to turn around and get back. Still 3 opportunities to take a 5 for Sunny Patel. It would be his second of the season. Second at Church Street Park.
He needs 2 more for it. Whew.
Takes it right off stump and actually has played it to perfection. That little bit of finesse.
What a ball, though. Very well played, like you said. Just took it off the top of off stump. Did Nazar.
Oh, Shakib. That was nearly excellent. It's his adjustment early that's actually cost him. And yeah, he might have to stretch out the back after this one.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. You can see at least he's smiling about it. That was...
It would have been spectacular. And it's because of the fact that he moved so far early that he had to reach back.
That's right.
He got in trouble for anticipating.
It was good anticipation.
Well done, Sonny. Way to finish your spell. 4 overs, 3 for 16 as a stand-in captain for the men in red and black. It's 74 for 7. Seam up with Janoy Drysdale's return, but focus would have shifted into what's happening at Grand Prairie. We thank you for tuning in here at Church Street Park, but Nate, what's going on over there in Grand Prairie?
Well, the first innings, Kings 11 Dallas put up a nice, healthy 180 for 6 total, thanks to 77 runs from Unmuk Chan, 62 from Andres Hoos, a little bit of a flurry late from Ali Sheikh.
Perfectly executed Yorker.
And in the chase so far, we're only in the 3rd over of the chase. Kingsmen just 13 without loss so far. 14 without loss. 5 balls into the 3rd over with Ramiz Raja and Faraz Ali in the middle. Yet to bat Syed Ali,
Tajinder Singh, Hassan Khan. Very good team here ahead for the Chicago Kingsmen, but their strength, I think, would have been their bowling attack when they gave up 180 runs. So the winner of this game is going to come here on Sunday and play the final against whoever wins this group this week. Got a couple of days left of this.
Yeah, it's all on the line down there in Grand Prairie. It is a semifinal. Nicely worked from Ghazi. And what would have been unbelievable had, say, yesterday's games taken place and would have gone with the results that are going to follow today, it would have set up the last game tomorrow to be a semifinal as well between the Atlanta Fire and the Baltimore Royals.
That's right. If is the big question.
Right. If they would have won both their previous days' games, those games have been pushed to Saturday, so still could have a semifinal type feel in that evening game. Nazada wants to play this shot, and I'm not sure it's the option. I'm sure you've played it before, but I don't think to Janoy Drysdale you want to try it too often.
You see a smile on his face there. Look at that.
He just took a casual stroll outside the off stump. There was no, let me get into position. He just kind of walked out, said, okay, I think I can maybe try it, sure.
If he pulls that off, it would have been my new favorite shot.
Send it to ESPN Top 10 and tell you what.
The stroll flip ramp.
Well bowled from Janoy Drysdale. Nazada looked back for a wide call. I'm not thinking you're going to get that one, mate.
Well, this is box office here. Nazar. I'm enjoying watching him bat. He's got some ideas, that's for sure.
Can he execute those ideas? Can he get them out of his head and into reality?
Well, I hope so. I want to see some more of these ideas, Nazar.
There's an idea. Not executed, though.
Well, what's next?
He's got one ball left in the over. And it's 7 balls left to Janoy Drysdale. You reckon he'll bowl another just to keep him fresh?
Got a chance to see that shot again.
The stroll ramp? That's what you want?
The stroll ramp. The Nazar ramp.
The Nazar ramp. There you go. Should be taken. Should be taken. Janoy takes it. He was underneath it in a weird kind of stance, and there's laughs all around. But he does the job in the end. 8th wicket falls. It's Nazar that goes.
That's the end of the day for Nazar. He was giving us some entertainment there with some of the ideas that he had, but Drysdale's idea was to take him out. And he did here with another short ball. That's the 4th delivery today between the 2 innings. That 4th short ball that's resulted in a wicket. And 2nd from Drysdale himself.
76 for 8 at the close of 17. Shakib Al Hassan will finish things off, just giving up 8 runs through 3 overs. New batter is Punanja Yadav. Again, was brought into the team because of the injury to Rishabh Shimpi. Would have helped with the bat today as well. Bowled him. The first wicket for Shakib Al Hassan at Church Street Park.
You could feel this coming for a long time from Shakib. It's hard to believe this is his first wicket today. If you've watched every ball he's bowled this innings, he's just been so dangerous.
And it looks like that is the final wicket of the day as well. Just turns back through the gate. Yeah, never a question. Shakib just aimed at middle stump and took it. and handshakes all around. Domination for the Atlanta Fire. We'll try to get to you the name of the individual who won't be able to bat. It looks like it would have been Najaf Shah, not looking to come to bat. Might have just done him a lower leg injury. Typically that's what it is with Najaf. And the Somerset Cavaliers, well, it is a disappointing day for them, but the Atlanta Fire, they'll be moving in great spirits. Absolute domination with the ball, even without Stephen Taylor. Even with the bat, they showed great fight. And that batting car for the Cavaliers, something to really worry about. Just the 4 scores in double digits, but even then, it was nothing of real note, and it was all about the Fire bowling.
Yeah, you'd have thought they'd have been in it from the start with the firepower they have up top, but Shinoy Drysdale made sure that they weren't. Sunny Patel added 3. Ansh Patel just spun a web around everyone. Shakib Al Hassan was so economical in that power play, put up so much pressure that they were able to exploit for wickets early. And that's the end of the day for the Cavaliers. Bowled out in the 18th over. Just tough stuff from them. But Rishi Pandey in that first innings, key. Jamar Hamilton's spell there, his little cameo, key. Just enough, I think, to put serious pressure on this team.
Yeah, no question. The Atlanta Fire, they claim victory here at Church Street Park, so it's a Southern Division domination shown out here on a Thursday. Well, we appreciate you tuning in to Church Street Park on MLC Network, but go to Grand Prairie Stadium. Check out the Kings 11 Dallas taking on the Chicago Kingsmen in a semifinal to see who will come right here on Sunday. But until then, join us tomorrow where we have more Super 8 action here in the Atlantic, where the New Jersey Stallions, they'll take on the Somerset Cavaliers in the morning, and then the Atlanta Fire take on the Baltimore Royals in your marquee matchup of the day. We thank you so much for tuning in to Church Street Park and Minor League Cricket today. For myself, Omar Patel, for Nate Hayes, and for our director, producer, Bobber Blake, and our entire production crew, we thank you so much for joining us, and we cannot wait to see you again.